Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel, tap the notification bell, and like this video. That helps me to keep making videos, and I would appreciate it majorly. Alright, so the latest in the tanker attack in the Gulf of Oman, the two tankers that were attacked, one was a Japanese-owned vessel, and another was a Norwegian-owned vessel. The Altair was the Norwegian one. The Japanese vessel was the Kokuka. Courageous. Both had cargo that was owned by some Japanese-related commercial interest. So there's more information that has come out. The United States have squarely put the blame, directly on the Iranians, and there is a few new developments in addition to the video that U.S. Central Command put out last night, and we'll take a look at that real quickly if we need to. And I've given this quite a bit of thought. I've been thinking about it throughout the day, and as some more information has come out, and some of the things that Trump has said, I at one point I think I was 50-50 that this could actually be the Iranians, or it could be just somebody else trying to make it look like the Iranians. I'm definitely moving more towards it's somebody else trying to make it look like the Iranians, definitely. And one of the big things that was reported early in the day today was that the owner of the Japanese vessel, the owner of the Japanese tanker, the Kokuka Courageous, he is giving a different version than the U.S. are, than we are, and basically that it wasn't limpet mines or whatever they're called that are attached to a vessel to do damage to it, which typically go below the water surface level. But he's saying that it wasn't that it was some kind of projectile that was fired at the ship. And apparently, I guess one of the projectiles actually hit it, but one went flying over top of it, because that's what his crew had, that's the information that's getting relayed to him from the people that work on it, that are his employees, And so, I mean, that's what he stated in a press conference. Here he is. In this report, actually speaking to reporters, and that's what he says. He's speaking in Japanese, but the translation is there, and it's reported all over the place. So, since that time, now they're reporting the U.S. is, we are. And I tell you, CNN, most of the American media is accepting the administration's, version of what happened. Pretty much, full-fisted, believing that it was the Iranians that were behind it. People that I see that are from the Obama administration, the guy who's the former, the admiral, I don't know his name, but, he talks like he's a lobbyist for the defense industry, flat out. But he's an Obama official. He normally opposes Trump, but he's just completely that it's the Iranians for sure, and this is what they always do. And I just don't buy it, man. I think I do know what's going on. I do. I think, the fact that two vessels that had Japanese cargo right at the time that the supreme leader is meeting with the prime minister of Japan, first time that's happened in 50 years, basically to try to de-escalate the entire situation between the United States and Iran, and just find a way forward, etc. At that precise moment, an attack takes place on two tankers that have cargo that's owned by Japanese-related commercial interests. One of the vessels is owned by a Japanese company. It's outrageous. So, and the notion that the Iranians were chose those as a way of saying that what I'm saying as like the perfect alibi that they would never do that. I don't buy that either. There's just no way. It's crazy. And what I believe, based on the information as it's coming out, and I didn't even reveal the latest information that was reported just a few hours ago about a drone being attacked or a surface-to-air missile being fired by the Iranians, according to the U.S. government, at a drone immediately before the attacks on the tankers, which was right around, at least I think the distress call was placed by both of them around 6 in the morning. So I assume it was slightly before that. I assume it was under the cover of darkness, okay, which I think is critical here, and that surface-to-air missile missed the drone, and supposedly the drone actually observed the Iranian boats, high-speed boats, one or multiple. I'm not real sure. It's not really stated here. It's not clarified. Moving towards the tanker prior to the attack. It doesn't say if they have actual footage of the so-called Iranian boats conducting the attack. But what I believe, based on what the owner of the tanker, the Japanese tanker, said today during the press conference, saying that it was projectiles that were, fired at the ship, and that it wasn't these so-called limpet mines that are normally, below the water surface level. It seems to me like there was great precision taken to conduct an attack that wouldn't sink the vessel, with weapons that are crude that could be, that would be, people would assume it was the Iranians, but it was done in such a way so that the vessels would be hit in places that would definitely not sink them. Okay. And I really do think that's why I believe it was not the Iranians, and that it was somebody else. I can't necessarily name who that is, whether it's the Saudis, somebody else, Israel's definitely, or us, but it just seems like there was great precision taken, in my opinion, to hit the vessels with very crude weapons, and the precision to make sure that they hit the vessels in a place that wouldn't, destroy them and sink them. I mean, if there was mines on them, surf below the water, I mean, that wouldn't necessarily sink them. But what I think this Iranian boat was retrieving was not an unexploded mine. I don't think so. And this is the Japanese vessel. Okay, this is, excuse me. What I think they were retrieving was some kind of target device that could be seen, with whatever, I don't know, night vision, something with could be seen at night and fired upon with like surface to air missiles, that would help give it, get a precision type hit, in a location in the ship that would, do damage, but not do so much damage to sink it. This is what that Iranian boat went up and retrieved. This is where something actually hit it, and that's my theory. But why if let's say I'm right, and I'm sure lots of people say I don't know what I'm talking about and that I'm not right, but I do think I'm right. Why would the Iranians go through all that trouble to go through all these extra steps to like hit it in a certain spot that wouldn't sink, it wouldn't do permanent damage to it, but would create this international, crisis, moving closer and closer to a conflict between Iran and the United States? It's not good. I totally don't believe what's being reported, even though I'm telling you, even the media outlets that normally oppose Trump are buying this, are completely going along with it. Probably because, just like, it's not that it's just good for media. A lot of the corporate sponsors, believe me, war's great for business and for corporate media. You see corporate sponsors on media, including CNN, Fox, all over the place, that have no business advertising. Whether it's Lockheed Martin, General Electric, the various defense companies, whatever, Boeing, big time. So whatever. I mean, I don't know. I just see CNN totally accepting what's being put out by Pompeo, the State Department, and Trump. So that's my version right there. I don't even know if that. I mean, what's being reported right now? It says in the hours before the attack on the two tankers in the Gulf of Oman, and actually, this development came out after the fact that the owner of the Japanese vessel, the Kokuka Courageous, said that it wasn't limpet mines or whatever they're called. It was some kind of projectile that the crew saw the projectile go flying over the ship, and obviously one of the projectiles actually hit it. And but so this came out after that. It seems, in my view, to like explain that it's not limpet mines, and now they're changing their story. We are. The U.S. government is. In the hours before the attack on the two tankers in the Gulf of Oman on Thursday, the Iranians spotted a U.S. drone flying overhead and launched a surface-to-air missile at the unmanned aircraft. U.S. officials told CNN the missile missed the drone and fell into the water, the official said. Prior to taking fire, the American MQ-9 drone observed Iranian vessels closing in on the tankers, the official added, though the source did not say whether the unmanned aircraft saw the boats conducting an actual attack. Still, it is the first claim that the U.S. has information of Iranian movement prior to the attack. CNN has not seen any imagery from the U.S. drones. Iran has strenuously denied any involvement in the attack. The same official also said in the days prior to the attack, a U.S. Reaper drone was shot down in the Red Sea by what is believed to be an Iranian missile fired by Houthi rebels. The Pentagon had tough words on Iran for Iran on Friday as the U.S. continues to assert its claim that Tehran was responsible for the attack on the two oil tankers in the international waters after releasing video footage it says shows an Iranian patrol boat removing an unexploded mine from one of the vessel's hulls. I mean, just think about it. I mean, like, if this was an unexploded mine, why would they be going up to go get it? That would be pretty dangerous, And I actually think, I don't know, this boat here, I'll play this real quick. I think this is rescued crew. I don't think these are all Iranians. I think this is rescued crew here, and they're going up and getting what I believe to be a target placed on there so that, somebody could fire crude surface-to-air missiles, or some kind of crude weapon at the vessel in a very specific spot so that it wouldn't sink it, but would do enough damage to create like an international crisis. But when you watch this entire video, and I guess we can, I don't think this is all Iranians. I think this is rescued crew, and they're just going after that, whatever it is. And why would the mine be placed there anyways, where you could see it, okay, and where it could easily be detected and wouldn't do that much damage because it wouldn't cause the thing to sink. So we'll just watch this. I mean, there were different reports of, who rescued who. At some point, I think the Iranians took some of the crew from one of the boats that rescued some of them, a boat that wasn't Americans, the Hyundai or something. It's not important. But I thought some of these people in here, based on the way they're wearing their life jackets and stuff, it looked like it was crew members that were rescued, not Iranian, IRGC persons, all of them. But I don't know. I mean, it's awfully crowded for such a small boat. In any event. But it also goes on to say in the CNN article that but Iran does not appear to be backing off, continues to engage in provocative behavior, according to U.S. officials. That's not what I wanted to read, actually. That there's some U.S. ally who's not named who says it's no doubt that the Iranians were behind this. But I haven't heard a single U.S. ally, any official from Britain, France, anywhere that has made any kind of statement on this. They've stayed away from it entirely. And to me, it seems totally, majorly fishy. It really is. I mean, it's pretty sloppy, I think. The story that's being put together, it seems painfully obvious to me, And Iran denies involvement. Iran denied any involvement in the incident, with its foreign minister suggesting that the U.S. was quick to make allegations without a shred of evidence. The attack could provide more fodder for Iran hawks within the U.S. administration, whose recent Iran saber rattling has frustrated Trump. Where is that? A senior diplomatic source of a U.S. ally told CNN Friday it is a virtual certainty Iran was behind this latest attack. The video now nails it. Who's the senior diplomatic source of a U.S. ally that says that it's a certainty? I mean, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't. Japan is a major customer of a major trade partner. One of the biggest economies that buys oil, a lot of oil from Iran. Why would they attack them at the precise moment that the supreme leader is meeting with the prime minister of Japan? That hasn't happened in 50 years. And the main purpose of that is to de-escalate the growing tensions between the United States and Iran. It makes no sense whatsoever. And then you just add everything else that I've described before this, and I don't believe it. And that's the story there, man. That is the story there. All right, well, thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.